Hello and welcome back. Today I'll be talking about Red Velvet's Yeri and some of the things she has been through as an idol. Sorry if some of the parts of this video are confusing. I had to redo some parts due to duplication in some of my words. Anyways, let's start. Red Velvet originally debuted with 4 members in 2014. But in 2015 SM Entertainment added a new member, Yeri. Red Velvet probably wasn't even supposed to debut in 2014, they were supposed to debut in 2015 I think. But because SM was going through a lot of scandals, like EXO's Busan, and Girls' Generation's Taeyeon dating. Also the Chinese members in EXO were leaving due to the mistreatment from SM Entertainment. So it makes sense why SM sped up Red Velvet's debut. The reason why SM couldn't debut Yeri yet was because she was underage. There are rumors that Yeri was supposed to be in a different SM girl group, but SM said screw that, and added her in. Yeri debuted with the song Ice Cream Cake with the other 4 members. Immediately she started getting hate for just about everything. People hated on her because she wasn't as pretty as the other members. People hated on her because she joined late, and wasn't in sync with the other members. SM Entertainment did absolutely nothing to help her. If you ask me, legal actions should have been taken for anybody who has been receiving that much hate. But of course that didn't happen. As Red Velvet continued their promotions for other songs, the hate only got worse. In 2017, following the death of a SHINee member who Yeri was close friends with, Yeri was seen looking very sad as of the fact that she was mourning the death of a very important person to her. She got bashed on for this, which I find completely unnecessary. If your best friend just died, would you not be sad? Would you like it if people bullied you for just being sad? Like, make it make sense. The news article comments were absolutely disgusting. Yeri is a whore. Stop being an attention whore before I stab you with a knife. Yeri, just go fuck yourself, you fucking bitch. There are more, but for the sake of my brain cells I'm not going to read them. Keep in mind Yeri was only 16 years old and had only trained for 4 years before she debuted with Red Velvet. She kept on getting death threats and stuff like that, yet SM was still doing nothing to help her. Okay, so the lazy dancing scandal happened during the Power Up era and Bad Boy. However, during Bad Boy Yeri was dancing in heels, so of course she would be uncomfortable. In Power Up Yeri just forgot a couple moves and everybody was like, oh shit, she can't dance, let me go and write a paragraph to hate on her even though it won't help her. That entire thing was unnecessary and probably didn't help her mental health. Yeri was just 16 years old and tried her best to fit in as she could, yet people still talked crap about her. This breaks my heart because only one person gets something out of it, and it's probably the person who's getting hated on. If you don't know what it is, let me tell you. The pop community and the fans have become extremely toxic over the years. People hate on idols a lot, and sometimes this can affect the idol's mental health really badly. The hate can get so bad that idols end up with depression, and if it continues, well then, I suppose you should know what often comes next. People don't seem to take this into account when writing hateful comments about idols. We lost 2 female idols to this in the past few months. And when the news came out, the haters were like, oh, I didn't tell her to kill herself. And if she couldn't handle the hate comments, why'd she become an idol? I can't tell you how disgusted I am by these people. Now people are worried it's going to get that way with Yeri and Jennie. Since this video isn't about Jennie, I won't talk about it much. But people are concerned about Yeri's mental health and if her fate will be like those 2 female idols. However, Yeri doesn't really show any signs of her being sad or depressed. She seems to always be happy and tries to smile for her fans. She as energetic as ever, so maybe she's doing okay. I don't know. Okay, so over the past few years people have been calling the Maknaes of groups untalented, especially Chewie from Twice, and Yeri. Most of the hate goes to Yeri, because she joined late and didn't really spend that much time training. Also, Chewie is very pretty, but I'm not saying that she's untalented. Yeri is good at dancing and her singing isn't bad. She tries hard to fit in with the other members. Since Yeri is the weakest vocalist in Red Velvet, she doesn't get too many lines but has good screen time. Since SM doesn't really let Yeri's vocals shine that much, people say that she's a bad singer. But you can't judge a book by its cover. Yeri is a good singer, but netizens just need someone to hate on in Red Velvet. And it's probably always going to be Yeri. I think if SM gave Yeri more chances to shine with her vocals, then maybe people wouldn't really say that she's a bad singer all the time. Yeri has received a lot of death threats and mistreatment from fans. One time people put lasers in her face when she was at her graduation from art school. This could be very harmful to her vision and shouldn't have happened. People were shocked. Here are some of the comments. I'm another group's fan, but this breaks my heart. Even her family attended her graduation ceremony. What are they trying to do, those bastards? What did Yeri do to them? It's not one or two people doing this, but they were so many. Freaking scary. Is there a reason to hate her all the way to her graduation ceremony? There are more, but I won't read all of them. Yeri continued to get more hate comments and death threats from people. SM still has done nothing to help her. Her family was at that ceremony, so it must have been very hard for them to see their daughter be treated like this. The death threats said things like, "I'm going to stab you with a knife." Or sometimes they would tell her to go kill herself and do other harsh things. I'm not going to say everything because it makes me mildly uncomfortable. Okay, these ones are kinda stupid, but you know people. The first dating rumor is with NCT's Taeyoung. When this surfaced, Yeri got hate, which I expected to happen. I think SM Entertainment denied the claims, but I don't really know. The next one is with NCT's Jihyun, and that one had a few news articles talking about it, but I don't think it got too big. The next one is with Jungkook from BTS, but apparently Jungkook is dating the entire universe, so I wouldn't be so sure about them dating. You might not think of the dating rumors or ships as that much of a problem, but take note that it might be weird for somebody to see them being shipped with a random person you just breathed next to. Not to mention that if Yeri was friends with the members from NCT, then that might have been even weirder for her. Okay, so like I have 14 seconds left in this fancam and I have no idea what to talk about, so just enjoy this awkward silence. Okay, so we are near the end of the video, so I'll just express my thoughts here. I think all of the hate Yeri got was completely unnecessary. Her mental health could be completely unstable or something like that. But she seems fine, so I don't really know. I also think that if SM had tried to do something to stop the hate comments, maybe she wouldn't have gone through what netizens have put her through. This must have been hard for the other members to see, and her family members too. I think that over time the hate might have calmed down a little, but I don't know. Also, people have called Yeri ugly a lot, but I think she just doesn't fit the Korean beauty standards extremely well. She's still pretty though. And for the people who have called Yeri untalented or said that she has no stage presence, have you tried singing while dancing in front of a bunch of people you have never seen in your life? And then continue to do so while getting death threats and lasers pointed at your face? No, you probably haven't, so go sit the fuck down somewhere. Some people will repeatedly bash Yeri, and then when Yeri looks upset they will have the frickin' audacity to ask what's wrong with her. The answer is you. You are the reason why she looks upset. But she's not always upset. She tries to smile even if it's hard. So please treat her with respect. The industry is like 10 times more scrutinizing than it was in the second generation. Yeri has always been a punching bag for people. She is the weakest vocalist in Red Velvet because she only trained for 5 years. She isn't a bad dancer, and I think she's gotten better over the years. When people started calling her fat, I think she lost some weight because the hate was getting to her, but she was able to keep a steady diet. Anyways, don't think that Yeri is super unpopular. She is very popular with international fans, and it is mostly K-netizens that send her hate. I think if SM had waited until Yeri was of age to debut, she probably wouldn't be getting that much hate. Now all of the hate did probably affect her mental health since she started getting it when she was young, but hopefully she's doing better. A lot of people people have tried to show her support when she was getting more hate comments than usual. I also think SM should have taken more action when it came to the hate comments. Even after Red Velvet disbanded, she could still have trauma from some of the things that people wrote and did. Sometimes people completely ignore her. Like in the comment sections, people completely refuse to acknowledge her presence and talk about the other members instead. This is not the members' fault. Yeri is often overshadowed by the other members because she doesn't get too many lines. But just because she's often overshadowed doesn't mean people can treat her like that. There are also Instagram accounts where they only care for everyone except Yeri. They will say that the eras before Yeri joined were the best eras. Like what? There were only 2 eras before Yeri joined, and those were happiness and be natural. You're going to tell me that those are better than Red Velvet's entire discography? Like, no, you must be drunk. Anyways, that's all for today. Like and subscribe because this video took me like a week to edit. I procrastinated. But stay safe and try to survive in June because we're getting so many comebacks.